Yes. And speaking of fun, David has pulled out his Dominic Harvey token and put it in the middle of the screen for all of us. So
Oh, you love to see it.
that's the oldie. That's the SCG Tour Team Nova days, right?
Yeah, nice Inkling Customs. Is it themed? Mad scientist? Me? Yeah. It's perfect.
It's a great one. All right, so Zura's Omni versus Jeskai Control. 8-4. These players battling it out for a good finish here in the tournament. Probably dead for top 8, but it gives y'all a little bit more magic. Instead of just listening to some techno between the rounds. Don, what do you think about this Jeskai Control versus Azorius Omni match? But I don't think we've watched it yet.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to game 3 here. So the post-war matchup gets a lot more interesting, right? Because you get to shed all of the dead lockdowns in both decks and some of the bad removal. But then, if anything, the removal kind of gets better because the Omni deck can board in these various win conditions. So both decks get like more focused and yet more versatile at the same time in a way. And like any, you know, long blue mirror of sorts, it is pretty long, pretty intricate, and a lot of different things can matter.
That makes sense to me. It's also one of those weird ones where it's like, I wonder how good the pivot plan is, right? Like you could turn into a bad blue-white control deck, but if your opponent does fill their deck up with, like, let's say a bunch of Ghost Vacuum Rest in Peace cards, you could sneak across the finish line that way, but you're definitely not fighting the battle, that you, I think, want to be fighting. But sometimes that kind of stuff will work out. Another nice watch in the feature match area here for David.
Oh, I mean, David is a man of style. Yeah, he is. His fits are impeccable. He just he has it all going on.
I am jealous of the hoodie. I'm not gonna lie. David, if you come back and watch this feature match, DM me where you got that hoodie, or don't. Keep it to
Line of the
yourself.
DMs over there.
Yeah, let me know. I mulligans from both players.
Which I actually don't know which deck that favors, especially in the post-war scenario, right? Like they're both like weird control decks, kind of. So maybe it's a wash in that regard.
Yeah, maybe. Is David supposed to be 7-2-2 production? Yeah.
Hey, whoa! You can't accuse someone of that. You got to be careful.
Yeah, well, it just doesn't make sense, Twitch chat's bringing it up.
David is in fact A4 as well. Yeah. So yeah, these players sadly no longer live for top 8 or 12, but they are the batch who, when we needed some more content for our beloved viewers at home, decided to volunteer themselves. So we thank them for that. Elegant Parlor against Mistress Village, I believe that is for Booger. So one of the more important cards in this specific matchup.
Yeah, I mean, this is a card that when it was first previewed, people lost their mind about Dom because of situations like this, right? Where it's like, well, what are they supposed to do? They just can't counter anything.
Yeah, it turns out that having to pay 2 extra is in fact a very real card. And often a lot of these combo decks, right, it's not I resolve this exact one thing and I win the game. It's, well, I resolve this one thing, which lets me cast this other thing, and well, now you can counter those instead. So it's not quite as backbreaking there as it might seem at first. Now, in other formats, right, if you imagine, let's say, modern Scapeshift from a decade ago, right, like Team Escape Shift with Valakut and stuff, well, that's a deck that would love a good Mistrise Village. But that is a thing of the past at this point.
Yeah, a bygone era. Clarion Conqueror comes on down. Little 3/3 dragon that could. It's going to pick up the Rolling Dragon Storm if it resolves. Lightning Helix takes on Clarion Conqueror. Stock up the draw for turn. That's a strong one. Hits double Lightning Helix there.
Oh my god, it's Lightning Helix! Again.
Again. Oh, okay.
And again.
I know we talked a bit about it yesterday, but it is nice to see Lightning Helix pop up again.
And especially the Ravnica one. So great job,
Mhm.
Noel.
All right, and a passing of the turn. Back to David. Island in hand here for David, at least. So I think we're just thinking about the turn. Maybe we want to start off with a Rolling Dragon Storm. Might hit a Meticulous Archive type land. Looks like we're going to lean on Adarkar Waste into Overlord of the Mistmoors. All right, Dom. So we brought in some of the tokeny stuff. And here are. Is that Grimace from McDonald's?
It would not surprise me. I think it is.
This is open an idea for Universes Beyond to me.
That don't even manifest that. We don't know if well actually. So I believe it's still the case that if you work in design, you're not allowed to explicitly go and solicit card ideas or copy stuff. So what you do is you think of all the worst ideas you can imagine, and then you bombard any WotC employees with them, and so then they're not actually allowed to use them, and they have to design cool and good stuff, even if it's by accident.
So the McLoving It secret lair, where it's like, all the McDonald's people and then some Universe Beyond shifted cards.
You say McLovin like in Superbad?
I've actually never seen that movie. But yeah.
Mason, are you even a millennial? Come on.
God, legally speaking, These grays, though, they make you think differently. Pop the map on the Moth. Hit an island, put the island in hand. Island gets played. The Moths get in for 4. And Abuelos get back Overlord of the Mistmoors. Uh-oh, that's more Grimaces coming. Oh no, we're after Grimaces. Get Dom in there. Tag him in.
Yes, it would be my privilege to serve alongside Grimace. Okay, we have actual spirits. That's depressing.
It is. Oh, come on. With the 2 on it. Come on, David.
Ugh.
If you're gonna troll on stream, do it right.
No, his willingness to troll knows no bounds. I assume it's some killjoy table judge, who's cramping his style. Oh yeah, okay, there we go.
Thank you, David. As Lightning Helix here is going to come down, overloading the Mistmoors. Back to the graveyard we go.
It was a 1/1, of course, thanks to Abuelo. So left a lot of good stuff behind. But Shiko actually standing in the way now of this Spirit Squad.
They're moths, Dom.
Spiritually, they're spirits.
The vibe. David, I think, has a draw spell in hand beyond Rolling Dragon Storm. Meringue River Regent. All right, we're gonna bounce this and get in for 8.
Wow. So, in theory, this is giving Noel more value from the Shiko, but if you're attacking for 8 each time you do that, that's a...
Yeah, it is knocking Noel down, and if you have like a land, like if your last card in hand is like another land meringue, then maybe you meringue again after they lost your current one. You pop a map, you get in for a little more. You might be able to sneak across the finish line. Could Abuelo's back the meringue as well?
You can, well, in paper maybe you can, but you should not be allowed to Abuelo's back the
Oh, can you not? Oh, that's my mistake. Oh yeah. I get that's not legal. That is a paper only play. Good catch, Dom. That was a catch. It's my bad. I'm sorry. My head's full of Grimace secret lair ideas now.
Yeah, the brain rot has officially set in.
Yeah. There's a lot of clowns recently in Magic. Why not Ronald as well?
Which clowns are you thinking of?
Well, there's Kefka from Final Fantasy. There's the clowns from Duskmorn. There's a lot of like weird clown arts in that one. They're, like pretty spooky looking. Stock up coming down. And there's like some clowns from Infinity 3.
Clown Car, notably.
Clown Car, yeah. Yep. Legacy card. Soulstone Sanctuary is a clown.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
One question I still have never, it definitely is that. One question I still have never heard an official ruling on. If I cast Clown Car for 1 trillion, let's say, how many dice do I actually have to roll? Like, is there a way I can legally and safely determine this?
I bet you could go online and use like an emulator.
Is that outside assistance? I don't know.
Yeah, there's like dice roll emulators. Speaking of emulators, David here emulating a beatdown strategy. It's got the Moraine River region in play. Our opponent stocked up last turn. Check our watch. See how much time is left in the round.
Yeah, check my
Light.
watch. Oh yeah, it's garbage time. I see.
David asking, "Are you killing Grimace for the moth?" I like that. He's like, "Hey, just trying to make sure the game stays clear. Players having a little fun here." Stock up though is going to resolve now. And it looks like we hit a lot of spells. I can't quite make out what they are. But I mean, we're attacking for near lethal here. I mean, this is 12, right? Noel will drop down to 5.
Yeah, which in this matchup, 5 is, let's say Noel goes to 5, casts a sweeper. 5 is basically the same as 15, in a sense, right? Because there's no reach in David's deck. He's not chipping away with various threats here and there. But this is all contingent on Noel actually being able to answer this board.
Yeah, and the hand looks to me to be like Shiko 3 steps ahead, Beza, right? Like a bunch of things that don't answer the board fully. David plays a Plains for turn, attacks for 12, down to 5. This also makes it so, Shiko plus, like, get a kill spell on Meringue is a very beatable line for David as he just needs to clear the dragon. Noel fanning the graveyard out has a Magnetic Hellkite, I believe is the card's name in hand. Just a dragon. All right, well. We've already landed for turn, so we're going to pass the turn back. Not much to do here with 1 mana. Could have popped the map, but can hold that for later. Moraine River Regent drawn for Noel. That's a way to clear some of these moths.
Yeah, Meringue is tricky, right? Because you want to bounce the tokens, but then any removal spell, you're dead on board to David's Meringue. But then if you bounce David's Meringue, well, that just bounces your Meringue and you get attacked again. So you like dueling Meringues is kind of funny, right? Because if they start hitting each other, then it just keeps ricocheting back and forth.
Yeah. Reminder, this is our backup match this round. We were just trying to get more magic for y'all before the next round starts. That way we had less dead air for you. So that's why we are watching this match. It's one of the few left going. Yeah, looks like Meringue's coming down, and it's going to have to bounce the moths. I guess you could bounce Moth Meringue, but we do have 3 steps ahead. If, we don't die this turn, we could copy it. And it looks like we have a get loss, so Noel's going to fist bump David, and David's going to move on to 9 and 4. See if we can get any nice top finishes in the top 32-ish regard.
Mm-hmm.